In our school, we're not only teaching them how to be amazing actors, professional actors, but also how to be thought leaders in the world.
Welcome to Acting Smarter Now. I'm Lydia Nicole, actor, producer, and career strategist, dedicated to helping you break through the noise, own your craft, and transform your career from undiscovered to unstoppable. My question for you today is, how can the next generation of young actors harness their creativity, their confidence, and their individuality in an online world built to empower their artistry? Well, the answer is simple. I am thrilled to introduce to you Annie Semenova, the visionary head of a groundbreaking online acting school for kids and teens. She's redefining how young performers train, learn, and connect, creating a space where passion meets purpose and where the stars of tomorrow are being nurtured today. Annie, tell me about your school called Unity.
Hi, Lydia. It's so nice to see you again. Today, we're going to talk about the school that I launched in February. It's online acting school, and our mission is to unite kids from all over the world, kids from different races, backgrounds, countries, cultures, religions, social circles, because we believe when kids collaborate and play together, they discover our shared humanity. And in our school, we're not only teaching them how to be amazing actors, professional actors, but also how to be thought leaders in the world. Because in today's world, with especially with AI, unfortunately, lots of professions will disappear. And our kids are not in good position today in the world. So skills that will help them to kind of conquer AI on the job market would be empathy, creativity, leadership, knowing how to lead teams, and we, in our school, we all incorporate all those things in our teachings. All our teachers are Hollywood working actors. You can see them in Shameless, in Abbott Elementary, Jane the Virgin, Nickelodeon shows. They have a very big experience working with kids. And because our school is online, it gives the opportunity for teachers to teach from everywhere, from sets. For example, one of our teachers, Pat Rutnam, he just came back from Sri Lanka where he was starring with Jeremy Irons. He was in the movie with him and he was teaching kids at night. So, because I see in other schools, there is a problem when either it's not working actors teaching kids, which is not really good because I want my child to study with someone who knows the craft and actually walking the talk, or either they are working actors, but when they book something, they leave and kids start with a new teacher who doesn't know what is this child working on, how they grow, what level they came in. So they kind of go back a little bit. So in our school, we solve that problem with ability our teachers teaching from wherever they are.
You brought up AI. We've been dealing with it now for the last year or so because of the actor strike, the writer strike. There was a upheaval in Los Angeles for a period because unions were fighting regarding AI. I want to ask you, what have you seen with AI coming in this last year, and how do you see it affecting the industry?
I'm probably not a huge expert on how AI affects industry, but I know for sure how it affects our kids who are graduating universities and pay and make huge money for it and in debt for such big amounts of money, and they cannot find a job. A few days ago, I was talking with a lady. She's a top manager of one of the tech companies, and she actually contacted me because she said you cannot even imagine how many people were laid off from the jobs because everything is automated right now because of the AI. And she says, all my life I was building my career, and I'm in very, very good position, and I just gave a birth to a child. And first time in my life, I feel scared because I see that I don't know if my child will be able to find a job when they grow up. And she says, I see that today we need more kids who know how to be a good leader, who think outside of the box, who are creative. This kind of people will be still in demand in the future because AI cannot be that. AI gives us very, uh, like very predictable ideas, I can say. Even when you write a script with it or copy for your business, it's always very predictable, and only people who think outside of the box will be able to conquer that. And yeah, and this lady said, I want to help you to expand your business, to scale your business, because I see how it can be a problem, solve of the problem that is actually huge. Maybe not all the parents is aware still in what pretty much danger our kids are today because of AI.
For that person who is watching or listening to this, I want to calm you down regarding AI. Yes, there's a shift happening, but there will be another shift happening because you got a lot of companies that have laid off people thinking AI is going to solve everything, but it won't. And they'll start hiring people again. There will be a balance. AI is useful to the companies who know how to use it, and in order to use it, you have to have people who can program AI. You know, AI doesn't work by itself. It needs people who are behind it, asking the right prompts, really directing it so we can all calm down a little bit from AI. It really is about you finding your niche, finding that thing that nothing can replace, that you have to make yourself irreplaceable. And the more you know information, the better it is for you. And AI is kind of like when smartphones first came in. I had a lot of friends who freaked out about smartphones, and I still have a couple of friends who refused to get a smartphone. And it's like, we're using it, whether you like it or not, we're using technology. So as actors, we have to embrace it and see how does it fit, how do we use it so that we can be better actors, that because acting is a human thing. I mean, yes, there are AI sites that you can have a person and you can do a movie on AI, but it's not the same, and it's never going to be the same. Human contact and human relationships are what makes us want to go to the movies, because there are certain things that actors do that a AI bot cannot do. I just want to say that because I do think sometimes we panic.
I just wanted to clarify, I'm not in any way want to scare anyone. I want us parents to be aware of it and start building the foundation for our kids from today. It's the same thing with businesses. There's always something that is coming, and businesses who understand that, they always start building and look into like what is going to happen in 10 years in 20 years, and who prepare, those businesses stay, and who don't prepare and think, oh, we have so many sales right now, we're doing good, and don't think about the future. Unfortunately, in 2 years something new can happen and they go out of the market. Same thing with our kids. I talk to a lot of parents these days. I just call my clients and I talk to them, just like conversations. And some parents, they like, okay, when my kid will grow up, they will decide what they want to do. I don't want to force them to do anything today. Maybe they don't feel like, and I think that's a big mistake, because in the past our parents was making do us something, right? Like, for example, my mom would sit next to me with a belt so I play piano. Today, parents think, oh, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be so strict with my kids. So they allow them do anything. They allow them to be on their phone all day or do nothing. And I think those are
Two extremes. They're
two
extremes.
extremes. Yeah. We always have to find this golden middle when we are strict sometimes, when we lead our kids, when we explain them things and make them aware about things that going on in the world and how they can prepare themselves for the future, and at the same time being understanding, accepting, and loving parents.
Well, it comes to guiding the child, not forcing the
Yes.
child, but guiding them. You know, it's you have a little person and you have to work with them to see what they like, what they're attracted to. The Bible talks about training the child right. So when they get older, they'll be prepared. I'm paraphrasing, but it is, train them up in the way they should go. So it doesn't say force them in the way you want them to go, but it's train them, guide them, direct their steps, give them boundaries, give them proper guidance as a parent. Don't leave it for the television or the teachers. You have to guide them. So I love what you're saying. As a single mom who raised my daughter, part of my job, I felt, was to offer her a bunch of options to see what she liked. I had her in karate class. I had her taking piano. I had her do science because I wanted to see where she was thriving. I learned that years ago from a boss of mine. What I found was that he might hire somebody for a certain job, but he would watch them. And if they leaned towards something else, he would immediately move them from that position and put them in a position where he felt, oh, they would do better here, as opposed to trying to force somebody to do something that they're not only not right for, but they don't have a passion for it. If you have a passion for something, you're going to pursue it wholeheartedly. What made you do this school, from you being, because you're an actress, you
Hmm.
have a daughter who's an actress, and you also were managing your daughter and guiding her before you got a manager for her. And then you saw the need for parents to have training to be able to manage their children in the entertainment business. So, what made you go to say, you know what? I think we need a school?
So yeah, as you said, I was helping moms build their kids' acting careers for the last 7 years, and our kids had incredible results. Series regular Netflix show, HBO, collaborating with huge brands. But in February 2022, something happened. I'm in my living room in Los Angeles, and I got a call from my sister. It's 5 a.m. in the morning in Ukraine, so it's weird. I pick up the phone, and my sister says, I hear explosions. I think the war started. And I started screaming at her. That was my reaction. I told you to make an American visa. What are we gonna do now? And my sister's like, I don't know. And don't worry, my sister is fine now. But that was the moment when I realized that I cannot do whatever I've done before, just send kids to auditions and help moms getting, roles for them. I realized that I want to contribute to unity and peace in the world. And I realized that I have to build a school where kids not only learn how to be actors, but develop themselves as leaders. So I decided to build an online acting school that can unite kids from all over the world, where they learn, create together, they learn about each other, and they see that our similarities far overweight our differences. That we are just the same people, and doesn't matter what is our like religions, what is our color of our skin. We're all the same. We're all human. And hopefully in the future, instead of creating wars, they will create something beautiful together. They will create movies, plays, I don't know, web series, anything. But their focus will be on creating something beautiful together. And we bring up new generation of global citizens who has this mentality and understanding about different cultures so they can build businesses together in the future. So I think that this training is just opening up so many opportunities for kids.
What would you like to see happen within the next 3 years for it?
I would like to have more than 10,000 kids in our school. I would like our parents to be super excited and happy, and our kids get parts in big projects all over the world. I would like our methodology to be acknowledged in the world because this is a connection of acting professional training with leadership development. I think this is something new. Yeah, I would like our school to have a wait list and everyone knows about our school and clearly see how we changing this world to a better place.
So take me through the curriculum. How are you breaking down the classes, the instruction for the kids?
This is my favorite question. So our program consists from three levels. It's core, it's advanced, and professional. Each level is 5 months, 20 lessons, and professional is professional one and professional two, each 5 months. So it's pretty much 2-year program. So at the core, we developed such skills like listening, imagination, focus through acting games and improvisation. Because I think in a lot of schools they don't pay enough attention for developing the skills. Kids come and they hand them uh, scene right away, but they're not ready for it. They don't know how to create a character. They start playing themselves right away, and they don't know how to listen. So next would be developing a character. We teach them how to do that. We do monologues so they can train on that, and then we hand out them scenes. Then they work on commercial copy because kids work a lot in commercial. And first it's a regular commercial, and then they do PSAs. And in PSAs, they choose the topic they care about. They express their own opinion, and in the end of the core level, they perform in front of the parents with their own opinion when they don't have the cover of the character, because it's easier to perform on your character because you don't share your own thoughts. But when you share your own thoughts, well, public speaking is one of the biggest fears of the humanity. Some people say it's even bigger than death fear. So we let kids, give them opportunity to perform in front of the parents with their own PSA, and this is a skill of public speaking right there on the first level. Then we go into advanced. We deepen the material. It's harder material. We go into audition technique, teach them how to audition, live auditions, Zoom auditions. Throughout the process, they always do every lesson or starts with articulation exercises, with voice exercises, physical exercises, improvisation games. Then goes main event, and then in the end of the lesson, we always ask them reflecting questions like, "What did you like about today's lesson? Why?" We give them opportunity to share their voice, their opinion, express themselves. Or we can ask questions like, what is the most beautiful country that you have traveled to, and what did you like about the culture of the people that you've met there? So this kind of questions, so thought-provoking questions that make them think about important things. And then professional level, we start with Disney Nick material because it's a hard material. It's comedy, it's rhythm, it's knowing how the structure of the joke. It's pretty intense material, so they go a few rounds of that. Then they go into self tapes. That they make self tapes at home. They bring them to the lesson. The teacher gives them feedback about it. emotional preparation, how to come into the scene not empty, but already being in a certain state that you from the previous scene, right? We do amazing exercises about that. And professional two starts with the hardcore drama, the drama that they couldn't handle before because they didn't have enough skills. For example, like scenes from Interstellar or something like that. And then my favorite, in the end of the professional two level, every child makes their own movie. 3 5 minutes max. Oh, yeah, I forgot to say that we are incorporating a little bit of writing everywhere in every level, because they have to know how to write their character story, their bio, their beliefs and thoughts, and how to create the story of their character. So by this time, they already ready to write a short script for their short movie. They're shoot it, they edit it, and they create the movie in the end. Why I decided to incorporate that in our program? Because today I'm pretty sure you know that a lot of young actors want to be producers as well, because they don't want to wait for a call from someone to give them opportunity. They want to create their own opportunities. It's more power, more opportunity to play whoever you want to play, to say the story that you want to say, and of course make more money. Another reason why I want it to happen, just because a lot of parents and kids want to be bloggers today, but they don't understand that the process of being a blogger is pretty much the same as filmmaking. You write a script, you find a team, you hire actors, you shoot, you edit, you create the content. So it will give them understanding how to break down the blogging or vlogging job. And the third reason, one of my favorite, why I want them to create their own movies, because I want them to have this mindset that I am creator. I can create from nothing. I can come up with idea, and from the 0 to 10, I can create, and I can, create something and make this happen. Because this is very important. This is what I experienced with my daughter, and she go to a specialized school for talented kids. She's in filmmaking, and how she was sometimes stopped on the way in creating her movie because of like technical issues, or I don't know, someone got sick, or filmmaking process is
Yeah,
always
life.
yeah. And how I had to like be such a wise parent to be able to support her to not give up and go on and deal with those problems with technical things and finally produce the movie. And I saw how she grew in that process when she had to gather all the power, hopes, everything that she has in her just to move on and do not give up. And I want to give this opportunity to these kids, because this positive experience that they will have, they will take like a net and put on any other projects in their lives when they know that I have to come from here to there, and there will be collisions on my way, and I would need to overcome them.
I love that. I think it's important for parents and actors, no matter what age, to understand there's always going to be obstacles. Your job is to figure out the solutions. Whether you are an actor, producer, an actor, writer, an actor, filmmaker, you're always going to have obstacles. That's what acting is all about, is you're trying to get over the obstacle, and to be able to teach that to young kids, so as they get older, they understand, they don't crumble when someone gets sick, when you don't have the proper equipment, you don't have the right licensing or some kind of certificate to shoot outside, that you go, okay, we can't do that right now, we're missing some information. So what's the plan B? How do we go to plan B? I love that you are teaching them that at an early age, which brings me to the question of, from what age to what age, and are you age specific in the core, the development, the professional level 1 and 2, or is it just from a certain age to a certain age for everything?
hmm So we teach kids from 6 to 17 years old. And we have three age groups from 6 to 8, from 9 to 12, and 13 and up. And they all can go through this 2-year program. So if they start at 6, they will probably finish it around 8 years old. And then they can stay with us in professional level and just do professional all the time because materials every time is different. Or they can just go in the world and create movies, hopefully. So yeah, it doesn't really matter how old are you. You can come any age to our school.
Now, from 6 to 8 is much different than from 13 to 17. So, do you separate those two age groups so that they're learning appropriately for their age?
Absolutely. So from 6 to 8, they have only one lesson a week for 1 hour, and the materials itself are adapted to the age. So the scenes are easier, the improv class, if improv games are easier a little bit, and the older kids, their harder material becomes.
And for the older kids, are there more than one class?
Well, it's once a week for everyone. If they
Okay.
want to come twice a week to different groups, it's okay. It's just kids from 9 plus, they all study for 1 hour and a half.
You're giving them a true foundation. So when they leave you in 2 years, they are able to go anywhere and take that. When you're acting, you need to have that basic foundation. And then you can go and do any other thing because you now have the basics. And when you jump into a scene study class or an improv or a co-reading class and you don't have the foundations, you're still kind of lost. You're still kind of wandering. So I love that you are starting at a young age to give them that. You talked about leadership and giving them skills to be leaders in the world. How do you incorporate that into the acting exercises or the training that you're giving them?
So first of all, the material we give them, it's all a lot about empathy or peace building. For example, scene can be about you got in arguments with your friend. Can you write a scene where you've like what are the tools you have to make up with your friend? Like how would you approach now your relationship? So we are trying to choose the material that helps them to see these things. We also constantly ask them questions that thought-provoking questions. We also have, for example, if some child is auditioning, so with kind of making a mock-up audition, someone is sitting as a director, someone is sitting as a producer, someone's sitting and doing the job of casting director, and we're giving them to play the parts in the production team to feel that and to kind of get a sense of what it is to be at that position and how do I have to think and what decisions I have to make. So this kind of things. And we constantly like PSAs, right? We also like give them opportunity to express their own opinion, to find their voice, the understanding that to express my voice is actually safe, is important, and people actually will listen to me. That's very important because people in the world are scared to talk. We all afraid to talk. We constantly in communication. We're afraid of some threat to come at us. We don't know if I should say this or no. I want our kids to understand that it's important to express your opinions. So things like that. I will share with you our website and they can check it out. They can see our teachers. Who are they? To read about them, go to their IMDb's to check their work, to read about our vision and mission and the program. Everything there is on the website, and they can just sign up for the trial class and to see if this is something that their child will enjoy, and we'll go from there.
For those of you interested in checking out the school, the site information will be in the descriptions below. Thank you so much for joining me today. I First of all, I always love talking to you because you are so ahead of the curve. You are just like working on stuff, and just the fact that you take advantage of everything that comes before you in a positive way. And for those of you who have enjoyed this video, I have another video where you can get to know more about Annie because she is just fire. It is a pleasure knowing you. I can't wait to hear what you're doing in 6 months. I know it's going to be phenomenal. That's it for today's episode of Acting Smarter Now. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you love what you heard, and I know you did, give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. Also, you can keep this show going strong by buying me a cup of coffee because, it takes money to keep this show going. But don't go anywhere because we got another great episode for you, jam-packed with even more tools to take you from undiscovered to unstoppable.